Man, but don't say it too much more. Good gracious. Gary Grant with a $2.20 super chat. Jalen Rose and LeBron James open schools. And we got one more from Kevin C. Good discussion, but there were information gaps regarding Black history, Black politics, systemic issues, Black individual and collective behavior. I mean, yeah.
No,
So chaotic. Are they able now to take those schools and create an all Black community and have those kids go to that all Black school in their all Black community?
What are you talking about?
HR's right here.
Well, I'm sorry, Q. What do you mean? What do you mean, Q?
So you're aware that LeBron opened a school, right?
In Akron, and he didn't open the school. His name is on it. I trust me. I know all about it.
Okay.
His name is
he's from Ohio.
Yeah, his name is attached to it. LeBron had nothing to do with that school.
Okay.
He's a figurehead. But go ahead.
But if you agree that America's this great country, do you think that, let's say, an NBA player or 2 or 3 open schools, that they would be able to have those schools in just Black communities?
Yeah.
To just teach Black children.
Yeah, because there's schools right now in Black communities that just teach Black students. Yes.
And
matter of fact,
so you're saying
I mean,
they would be able to build up a strong Black community within America.
Yeah, I mean, that concept is nothing new. Elijah Muhammad in the 50s. Matter of fact, it was called University of Islam. Independent schools that were solely ran by the Nation of Islam. I think a few of them are still running today. Blacks, nothing is stopping Blacks from opening up their own schools. My fraternity brother, he's in his 50s. He opened up his own charter school. There's nothing stopping him from opening up his own charter school and just having Blacks there.
Charter schools are easy to open for Black people.
I mean, there's nothing stopping you from opening up your own private school. I don't get what we're talking about here.
I'm talking about Black people being able to have strong Black communities within America and not have this stereotypical image that this Jamaican lady was attacking when she made her video, or that people get told about when they come to America. The Black communities,
yes,
Black people. So we would be able to elevate past that.
Again, in my opinion, the reason why those stereotypes exist is because Americans, particularly African Americans, give too much credence. I think credence is the right word to use to these people. I think that's what it is. These people are not worthy of conversation. I think that African Americans should start dogging these people. Like, who the fuck are you? I think openly and being disrespectful about it. You come from a mud hut country, literally. Sorry, Gary. I know you're from Jamaica. I know I rock with you, Gary. But Gary talks about Jamaica. It don't matter. But yeah, it's like, I think that's what happens, man. You gotta start putting the foot down, a clamp on these people.
So you're saying southern states like Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, there can be successful all Black communities around these racist as white people.
Oh yeah.
Who's to say that the whites are racist in the first place? And sure,
you've definitely been in Jonestown. Go ahead. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Ma'am. I would not have been in Jonestown. I don't follow any leader, especially some white man. And I know all about Jim Jones. No, I would not have followed Jim Jones anywhere to Guyana, which was a poor country. Never.
Yeah, but Q, down south is where you probably find those communities at. There's issues everywhere, right? I think we don't run a lot of the. Go ahead.
They're thriving.
Yeah, sometimes we don't run a lot of the infrastructure, so there's white people involved, but you just use the big ones: DC, Atlanta, Houston, and we have a lot of say so there. We have a lot of influence there. We run a lot of businesses. We own a lot of land and property, a lot of gated communities in those areas. Just using some of the big ones.
Schools and hospitals predominantly Black and all that.
Yeah, look, the high school I coach football at, 5,000 kids, 99.8% Black, and we get 5 or 6 5-star kids a year. So, meaning ranked ESP. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
Cute.
I mean, you'd be surprised. You gotta, when you see it, you may be taken aback, but literally everybody's Black.
No, I grew up partially in South Carolina, right? And I went to predominantly Black school. To your point, about 98% Black communities, Black town, mainly Black.
Mm.
To your point, yeah, the corner stores and all that owned by black people, some restaurants, etc., owned by black people is not that common though. And I think that I just have to say that and put that on record. That's not that common.
What's not that common, Q?
Predominantly black communities where people are thriving in large numbers in black communities around racist as white people. That's just
I
not.
think in certain areas there are, as we all know, and again, I'll use Atlanta as an example. Georgia as a state as a whole, no. The city of Atlanta and the suburbs, yes. South Carolina is one of those states where, I mean, like, y'all have a big, major, like, economic space between rich and poor people. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's her point. I guess
huh?
that's her point. If it's few and far between, then I guess
In
her
the state of
more
South
valid.
Carolina, in the state of South Carolina, yes.
Mm-hmm. But even the point you just made with Georgia, bro, you said Atlanta in the suburbs, yes.
But
The rest of Georgia, no.
live there. The majority of the people in the state live there.
No, I know, but regardless, it's not in the rest of the state. It's just where you said it was. So Q's point would probably be more valid because up north it's not like that. And then down south we have some pockets. Go ahead, CT.
Can I ask Q a question? Q, have you ever personally experienced racism?
Absolutely.
Okay, and did you report it to the FBI or any court?
No, I was like young when that shit was going on. Older, all in between.
Okay.
I've been a lot of places, but I also have white friends who live in fucking mansions that I've been to their houses too and been the only nigga at their table. So if you're trying to come for me in that way, Chaotic, you just
I'm just asking questions. And the reason why I asked you, Risky, why you were tall, because you kind of have broad shoulders, not like dude broad shoulders, but like
okay, now beat your ass too.
No,
Yeah,
no,
broad shoulders. I work out.
No, maybe
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
How tall are you? You're like 5'9", 5'10".
How tall are you, little nigga?
I'm short.
How tall are you?
I'm
He's there trying to come for me in my shoulders. What?
I'm like Muggsy Bogues height. Put it that way.
You better keep on talking to Q.
Q, I get what you're saying, but no offense to you, Q, and I hate to put your business out. I've been on your Instagram. Mm-hmm. I've seen your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You're not oppressed. You're not downtrodden. You're a wealthy American. You're living better than most whites in Eastern Europe. You're living better than a lot of whites in Western Europe. You're living better than most Africans. I think what it is, and hear me out, and I could be wrong, Q. I think that you're a fighter. And I think that you live in an era where you don't have to fight. And I feel like you want to fight for something. I feel like if this was like 1945, you would have definitely signed up for the military. I think that you're yearning for something. And I feel like it's not just you, but it's most Americans, particularly Black Americans. It's like you're yearning for something. So you create oppression. You how many people call into my channel and Hap could tell you.
Wait, what the fuck are you talking about? Now I gotta stop you.
Q, can I just finish?
You cannot.
Q, I was quiet while you were talking. I may have been moving my hand, but I was quiet.
Creating oppression.
Q,
make that make sense.
I was quiet while you were talking. I may have been moving my hand. I was on mute. But what I'm saying is that Hamp could tell you, people have called into my channel and they will tell me all these race stories that happened to them. And then when I would ask questions, come to find out the people were over exaggerating or even downright lying. And I feel like you suffer from that.
No, that was
wealthy American. Q. In my opinion, this is what you come off to me. You're yearning for something. You're a fighter. I could tell. You're yearning for a fight. And I get it. We live in the lap of luxury in America. There are no more great wars. There's no oppression. There's no famine. There's nothing here really to fight for. It's really the lap of luxury here. And I've seen your IG posts. I've seen the Maserati. Is that a Maserati that you just bought? No offense. I gotta put you out.
Maserati,
Okay.
right?
I see the $1,000 golf club set in the back.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you're not downtrodden.
$75 set. That's
Yeah,
not
ma'am. Put it this way:
facts.
Ukrainian, ma'am, people in Liberia can't buy golf club sets.
That's not my problem though.
I feel like you're yearning for something, and you're yearning for a fight, and you've created this.
Chaotic. On this particular podcast a few minutes ago, I said how free Black people would be in this country, probably more compared to any other country, right? So
I wish I
have
could
no,
talk without getting cut off, but go
I
ahead.
have no issues with saying. I just said, yeah, we'll be able to be billionaires, have Maseratis, all this shit. I said that, right? What the fuck does that have to do with me really experiencing racism?
Ma'am, I'm trying to explain it, but I keep getting cut off. What I'm trying to say is that I don't think that you've experienced racism in your life.
And that's your opinion. But
Yeah,
you gotta get
okay,
there. You
okay.
gotta keep filling in.
But
bullshit.
what I believe, what is happening in America, not just with you, but with large groups of people, even with white people, that's why we probably have so many incels, is that there are no more wars, great wars. There's no new frontier. There's nothing to fight for in this country anymore. Everything is pretty much handed to us. We are spoiled, wealthy kids on the block,
But
meaning
what does that have to
meaning
do with
Americans.
racism.
You've never
Hey,
real.
you
Oh, what's
asked
up?
me that, and I
Let
told you.
that hang. Let that hang.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Wow. Shit like that.
Network, man. We appreciate you with the $50 super chat, man.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Network with the $50 super chat once again says, shout out to the thought provoker, chaotic truth. This channel is growing. Salute. Pound. Q is my trigger. Think she can raise a boy into a man just like a man could. Salute for your thoughts. Thank you, man. We really appreciate it. Q is
Yeah,
I like that hashtag.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like
Real
that. Shit
Vagina
like that.
Network.
Shit
It
like
seems
that.
like I am your trigger because on that particular episode where I spoke about that, I specifically asked men what things they do that actually raises a boy to be a man. That they were things that I carried in my own household from my own teachings. So yeah, I'm gonna stand on that. But I'm glad that I'm your trigger.
Go ahead, CT.
Listen, maybe I'm in left field. I was drinking earlier. I don't know if my point is getting across. I'm gonna say it again.
You haven't made one strong point all night. That's the problem.
I would love just to talk real quick if I can.
That's evident though.
Okay.
That part is evident.
Okay. Again, ma'am. What I've noticed in this country is that there is this sentiment for people to cry oppression. There's the sentiment for people to cry victimhood. And it's not just blacks. It's whites as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's other groups of people. You hear about people talking about they're depressed, mental health, et cetera, et cetera. And I tell people, well, what about all the atrocities that are actually taking place in other countries where people are actually going through religious conflict and ethnic conflict? You're not going through that here. And what I'm saying is that I've experienced you before.
No, you have not.
Yeah, no, ma'am. No, Q. I have.
No,
I went to school with you.
No, you did
ma'am,
not.
I wish I could talk about getting cut off. No,
shut
normally
that
mute
shit
when
down. There's no facts there. That
Q,
is no truth, chaotic. That is no.
I'm not saying you physically,
Right.
but the character that you are.
No, you have not.
And it's just like Love is Risky. I went to school with people like her. Yes.
Wow.
That's the crack talking.
Hold on for a second. I went to school with Risky, with Q's.
No,
with
you
guns.
have not.
I've worked. Yes,
Chaotic,
I'm telling you,
chaotic,
you are yearning.
I am a rarity, which is why.
No, you're not, ma'am. You're yearning for a fight. You can't even name the people who harmed you racially, right? Who? Okay, if
I'm
you
not.
experience
Why
racism,
would I name drop
okay,
those people from
well,
that?
why not? Well, why not?
That's not going to prove your point, and it's not going to prove my
No, but okay,
experience. And I have the stories. I don't need to prove shit to
ma'am,
you. Clearly, you think you
people,
figured me out, and you went to school with me before.
no, ma'am, I have gone to school with you before.
No, you
I've
have
worked
not.
with you. I've worked with your people. Yes, and
Chaotic.
you
As
too,
much of a
Risky. Yes.
rarity as you are as a wigger is as much as a rarity as I am.
Wow, I'm a
Bruh.
Wigger.
You've never been to school with
So-
somebody. I can
No,
guarantee-
Q.
All right,
Listen,
yeah. So So CT, you're saying that you've seen types similar as Love as Q. They disagree.
Yes.
You know, people think they're unique. We understand that, but
Absolutely.
expound on that type and finish your thought real quick.
well, if I can, without her cutting me off,
Yeah, she got you.
Q, and I'm going to use her for example. To a degree, and she comes off as a liberal to me. There's nothing wrong with that, but she comes off as very open-minded, free-spirited. Nothing wrong with that. And the fact of the matter is that I went to school with people like her, high school, college. I've worked with people like her. They want to be the attention. There's a little bit of arrogance to her, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But I've heard these same cries before, and not cries in a bad way. I've heard the whole racism thing, the whole white man is bad thing, the whole oppression thing from these types. And I look at these people and I look at their life and I say, look at what America has done. It has created spoiled brats, and I'm included too. Our roads are paved. We have beautiful skyscrapers. There's a worker shortage. We can get any job we want. And even still, we cry about oppression, about the white man, even though we have blacks who are affluent. You have whites who came over here from war-torn countries. In one generation, they became wealthy. And then their grandchildren are crying about oppression too. Even white kids. It's mind-boggling. So when I was in college, Q would have been the same girl living in a $3,000 a semester dorm on her $5,000 iPad with a socialism sticker on it. Q, tell me not like that. I can look at you and tell. Yes.
You are absolutely wrong.
Risky. Risky.
Again, what does that have to do with
Can I finish? Can I
experience
finish? I'm almost done. Can I finish? I'm almost done. I'm not.
You don't gotta defend it. Go ahead.
Risky. Just like love is risky. Just
Tell
like
us
love is
about-
risky. I
tell
went
us
to school
about-
with people like her, pro blackity black. She don't like white girls probably, but she'll be the same black female. She'll love to work for the white man's company. She'll hear me out, driving the white man's car, living in the white man's community. And if you call her out on it, she'll say that you tripping. We are spoiled Americans, and I don't know why we pretend. There is no white supremacy, Q. The white man isn't racist. If he was racist, trust me, there would be no black success stories in this country. Blacks are very powerful in this country. I would even say my fraternity brother is I've said it one time. My fraternity brother is wealthier than almost every white who lives in Montana.
I thought, where does Warren Buffett live?
Wyoming.
Wyoming. Okay,
Yeah, Wyoming.
yeah. Well, go ahead.
And so what I'm saying is that Q, I'm not right, I'm not wrong. I'm just giving you my opinion. You're trying to convince yourself of white racism. You can't convince me of it because I know for a fact that whites have done great things on this planet, particularly in this hemisphere. I don't want to speak no clickety clack language with a plate in my lip with no running water. But that's what would happen if there was no white people coming into Africa. So you can't convince me of some white racism. I look at it as white civilization building. But go ahead, man. You got the floor.
Gary S., shout out for being a member, bro. We appreciate you with the $5 super chat for the record, Q. You are really cool.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit
Damn,
like that.
man.
Shit like that.
What's one, Chaotic?
Can you highlight Kevin's real quick when you're done?
Kevin. Let
He
me
said
find it.
CT's common tactic.
Hold on. Oh, which one?
It's up at the top. He says CT's common tactic is to distract issues. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, all right, real quick. CT's common tactic is to distract with issues from other countries whenever the topic issue is about issues in the United States. Black Americans have zero attachment to Russian-Ukraine war.
Now, first of all,
Exactly.
what's going on in the Ukraine does affect Black America. Last time I checked, I went to the store, marble rye bread, which I like buying because I'm an uppity Negro. It's damn near $7. You know why it's $7, Kevin? And I rock with Kevin. It's because of Ukraine. Ukraine is number 3 or number 4 as a global food supplier. So yeah, I do care about what's going on in Ukraine. But here goes the thing, Kevin. And I rock with you in your super chats, but there ain't no dollar signs behind your super chats. It's the Honduran sign. So you're in another country. You're in another country talking about what I'm talking about in another country.
Put him in a fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
All right, Kevin, go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Hey, that's a good point. The ladies actually jumped on him the other day about being in Honduras, I think.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Real Bravado Network with the $5 super chat. Here we are, baby. We are
we are having this conversation on the white man's platform. Laughed my ass off. We need the white man's permission for everything. Laughed out loud, allegedly.
Okay, gotcha. Hey, man, you know. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. It helps the channel the most. This has been a dynamic and awesome discussion. Yeah, there might have been some gaps, but I think everybody did a hell of a job of performing their points. And as we chop up the videos and clip it up and clickbait it, we will see what the comments say. I think the key is we don't believe you. You need more people. If you know who the second best rapper alive, then you understand what that means. So the comments often tell the tale. You know what I mean? So we'll see who wins out, man. Hey, I really appreciate everybody for joining. I appreciate people coming members. This has been an awesome and dynamic discussion once again. All the pussies who had to get off early,
Put him in a fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
it's only 12 o'clock and y'all don't do a lot of work at work, especially Alex. But that's my man's though. I don't really fuck with Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs.
I'm looking at the chat. I'm sorry. I'm looking at something.
Yeah. Look, he's still going. Bro, final thought.
You are only the problem that you fail to find resolutions to. Educate yourself so that you can find resolution.
Word. Love.
This was a really good panel tonight and a good topic for discussion. A lot of valid points and heated discussions were conducted tonight. So to salute to everyone on the panel that gave their commentary. CT actually, I liked him a little bit tonight. I did. And, you know, he should be a comedian. I think he's lying about his wife. What man's going to be on the show, running his mouth for 12 hours a day and not be in the bed with his wife? Like, sir, cut the lies out. You ain't got a lie to kick it. Just say you're single. You live alone with your Yorkie and your Yorkie for you upstairs. Peace.
Yeah.
Word. CT.
I definitely enjoyed the panel. Kevin with the Honduran 75. Salute to you, Kevin. Positivity is coming your way. Kevin says, CT, this is for you. I travel back and forth to the US of A on a regular basis. So I stay up on issues in the US of A. Malcolm X movie, keep your hands out my pockets. Salute to you for all the gentlemen who were on the panel. Mr. White, Chief. Also, salute to you, Love is Risky, Q. And Q, thank you so much tonight for giving me smoke. I definitely enjoyed your back and forth. And like I always say, I don't think I'm ever right. I'm just a dude on a floating rock in infinity. And I don't know anything really. That's one thing I do know. So you could be right. The only thing I do know, which is right, is mathematics. Thank you so much, Ro. One thing I can say, and I'll keep on saying it. I love white culture. I love white society. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm not going to sit up here also and let some foreign from Jamaica disrespect America. If she disrespecting Black Americans, she disrespecting America. And also to anybody who's in the UK, you may talk about Americans all you want, but you're going to need our crazy American asses when Putin comes knocking at that door. That's all I got to say. Oh, and not just Putin, but Xi Jinping. But go ahead, guys. Salute to you. Thank you so much, Ham.
Word. Q.
I just want to say, y'all be safe out there. They putting fentanyl on everything, so stay woke. And too chaotic, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Word. No, man, I really appreciate the passion and the energy that came with every argument. I just want to state this for the record. Chaotic Truth is pro-Black.
Yes.
Okay. And I think, we want to hear smooth things, and when we get the stick as opposed to the carrot, we bark at it. But the stick is equally as important, And so when he delivers it to us in a certain way, we don't like it, but I think there's some truth to it. And I think one thing he mentioned before, be quiet, Chaotic. One thing he mentioned before is what you do in your community shows that you pro. He said this before. The coonery is killing each other. The coonery is taking advantage of each other. Right? The coonery is having sex for women and not taking care of them, not taking care of your kids and leaving them and having kids out of wedlock. That's the coon shit that we do. The coonery is free hemp on the shirt because people go to jail because they supposed to. Right? So the things that we perpetuate make us pro-Black, not the shit that we try to play into. So, yeah, man, y'all did a hell of a job. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Peace.
And we out.
Thank you guys so much.